Hello Martian travelers, and welcome back to the Mars Parlor. In today's nail video we are going to be doing some extra long stiletto nails, and I'm wanting to go for a pink spooky themed set. I haven't messed around with a pink color scheme in a while, and I'm wanting to incorporate a little something something by using some glow in the dark acrylic as well. So I'm going to be keeping the nail art pretty simple in this one. I'm thinking of doing some like jack-o'-lantern faces as well as some spider webs and maybe some French tips, but I think I'm gonna bling them out. We're gonna be doing plenty of crystals and maybe some glitter, so we're just gonna have fun with this set today. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just get right into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to the parlor. So I figured I wanted to do something a little different with these nail tutorials. I mean, they kind of haven't been very tutorial-y, if that makes a whole lot of sense. I noticed that I should probably put a little more information in here as to my techniques. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing it that way. To start off my nail sets, I like to use gel base coat even when I'm doing acrylic. I typically leave the nail prep portion out of my videos just because it gets kind of repetitive at a certain point. I do have it in a lot of my earlier videos, and if you would like just one singular tutorial of how I prep my nails, I would be happy to make that for y'all. So the tips I'm using are Wowitis tips, I believe that's how you pronounce it, from Amazon, and I did want to go for it. Like I mentioned, some long stilettos this time around. I am using Model 1's nail glue to put my tips on, have been for about a year or so now. Honestly, most nail glues work just the same, but there is the off chance when you order those steel bundles or what have you that the glue's going to be really finicky. Like I've seen some of them like smoke on paper towel and stuff, so I would just be really careful. Model 1's is not that expensive, and you can get quite a bit for a good price. It works really well. So here I am very crudely shaping my nail tips before I do any filing. It's always best to do this if you're not going for like a square or a coffin shape, because it'll minimize a lot of time during your nail sets to just go ahead and pre-cut before any filing. But yeah, I managed to lose my straight edge nail clippers, so that's why this one here is such a struggle, but I've got some more coming in the mail, should be here soon. Alright, so when it comes to my files, I typically just purchase whatever gets me the most for the least amount of money. Most files will work just the same. You just have to be sure that it has that number for the grit on it. Otherwise, it could come as anything, and it's usually a cheap little, emery board file. But these I believe it said Kimoni or Kimona, and I went ahead and just got a cute little set with all the different grits for myself. This is an 80/80 grit, so the lower the number of grits, the more that's going to take off. So it's going to be a really abrasive file, this one here, and then I'm going to go down to like my 100, 180, and my 150, 150 to get a finer and straighter edge. Okay, and now I'm using my adorable little rose brush to get the dust off. I ordered this from Temu. I think it was something around $5 or so, but yeah, I'd never seen really the need. I knew the purpose, but not the need for that dust brush before, but it really does help minimize how much of that dust gets stuck in your nails and especially in your cuticle well. So that is a good tool to have. And now we are going in with our acrylic. I'm using some glow-in-the-dark acrylic. I believe it's just a little cheap, I think Mia Secret set that I got from Amazon a while back. So if it's not Mia Secret, it doesn't really have like a proper brand name. Sorry if you hear my cat messing around in the background. She's having a morning. So I'm going in with this glow-in-the-dark acrylic for my pinky and pointer fingers, and then I'm going to use I Do Pink Acrylic Powder by Kiara Sky to go ahead and sculpt the remainder of my nails. All except for the middle nail, I did do an ombre into clear, and then the thumb, I did an ombre into the glow-in-the-dark. So So when it comes to laying my beads, I like to start at the end of my nail. I typically place my bead in the midsection somewhere and then work towards the end, the free edge, so to say, because I want to make sure that the thickness of the tip of the nail is where I need it to be before I go in sculpting the cuticle and the apex. Otherwise, I typically make the nails too thick. It's best to look at your nail from all angles while you're sculpting to make sure that there isn't any missing areas or any uneven thickness or what have you. But to go in with the apex, a good rule of thumb is to remember that you want the crest of the apex to plateau the rest of the nail. The cuticle is going to descend, of course, to make it look as seamless as possible, as though it's growing from your actual cuticle. And then you want from the apex, the highest point of your nail, the rest of your nail to be the same level, aka a plateau. So after sculpting that nail with the glow-in-the-dark acrylic, I am going in with my Mia Secret clear. I have been using Mia Secret for my clear acrylic for 5-6 years now, my whole nail career, and I love it. It's the best that I could find thus far. When it comes to building with color acrylic or anything special effect like glow in the dark or color shifting or something like that, I find it is a safe bet to go ahead and build that thinly and then go over top with an encapsulating clear. This is just because when you file into certain acrylic formulas, it will leave like scratches. No matter how finely you file it, it'll leave like a misty effect on your finished product when you top coat, if you do not put that clear cap over it. So an ombre nail is very different from a sculpting standpoint because we want the middle part, the conjunction of colors, to be quite seamless. I do go in with the cuticle bead first, and we can assume this is our base color or nail bed color. And then I'm going to blend it up as feathery as possible. And then I'm going to go in with a thin layer of clear to place any little inlays, foils, in this case my fun little fall leaves, and then we'll be able to clear cap the nail and create a perfect ombre. inlays I'm using are also from Amazon. They're just a generic buy. A lot of these don't really typically have brand names. But then I am also going in with these adorable little like rose gold flakes, also from Kiara Sky. As you can see, I'm returning to that same sculpting method of beginning at the tip, and not only is this just like a really proper and efficient way to build your nails in general, whenever you are dealing with encapsulating inlays, glitter, the likes, this method really helps to not drag that glitter around. I've noticed in the past whenever I'll start at the cuticle with my clear cap, it'll just, I'll get stuff stuck in my brush, it'll go everywhere along the nail I didn't want it to be. So placing the beads this way, kind of directly on top of everything, and working my way back towards the cuticle really keeps everything in place. And as for the cuticle bead, it is very difficult for nail technicians or enthusiasts to explain how to get a good or perfect cuticle bead. At the end of the day, it is all just practice. No matter how tired you are of hearing that piece of advice, it is just practice. I still have, hit or miss cuticle beads, but basically you just want to, I guess, mess with it as little as possible. Place it not directly on the cuticle, but to the point where it will disperse and flow gently into the spaces it needs to. And then you'll give it a gentle brush down the nail to incorporate it into the rest of the build. You may be able to tell that I am sculpting these nails a little bit more on the thick side. That is because of the length of the nail, and especially because they are stilettos. This shape and length is very liable to break easy, so it's good to have just a little bit extra security in your apex and in the thickness of the nail itself. Typical shorter sets and stronger shapes aren't going to need this much acrylic. So again, I did go in with an ombre for this thumbnail using the I Do acrylic pink from Kiara Sky into my glow in the dark acrylic. So I am going over that with a clear cap so that any filing won't mess up my ombre effect. Alright, so we are now all sculpted, and I'm just giving you a good side view of the shape and everything. And now I'm going in with my Melody Susie drill, and I'm not sure exactly what the name of this bit is. I know it's ceramic, and I know that I love it. And I typically get most of my supplies from Amazon, which is where this bit is also from. So the purpose of using my e-file after sculpting and before hand filing is just to debulk for the main part. I want to get rid of like the majority of unevenness or areas that are too thick, and especially go along the side walls so that I can get that, like any extra overhang, any acrylic that dried up on accident, away from the shape. So it just makes everything a little bit easier when you go in with your hand file. So now I'm just going in with my dust brush and clearing up the area. You can see that the sculpt is a lot slimmer and smooth looking, and now it's all prepped and ready for us to go in with our 180 nail file. This is going to help us refine that shape, and remember that the higher the number, the smoother your nail is going to get, and the lower the grit number, the rougher it's going to be, so it'll debulk more than it will smooth. The nails are officially in shape, and now it is time to go in with some Beetles Foundation base coat so that we can have a nice smooth surface to work on for our nail art. Alrighty, so now that we've laid the base coat down, we can go in and start doing our designs. These detail brushes are also purchased from Amazon. It's cute little, elegant looking set. I love them so much, and I was in desperate need of a new set of detail brushes. I've had the same ones for like 3 years, I'm not even gonna lie. But if anything, I'm the type of person who will get all the use out of a product before it's completely kicked. So we are going in on the pointer and pinky nails with some jack-o'-lantern faces. I didn't look at any references for these or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of go in creatively and make some shapes. And so I'm going in with the eyes first. I want a very angled, kind of, spooky, menacing expression. You don't want these jack-o'-lanterns to look too friendly or nothing like that. And as for the mouth, the easiest method for making these little jack-o'-lantern mouths, I'd say, is just a quick little squiggle movement. I tried doing it real structured and going in with the blocks and everything and making the open mouth effect, but this just gave me more spooky vibes than anything. I think I turned it out here. From this point, I decided that just the little face silhouette wasn't quite enough for me, so I just dragged these little lines along from the mouth to give it that, that pumpkin look, a little more 3D effect to it. I'm dragging it up and down, and then I'm going to go in at the cuticle area and give it a little stem. I want it to be as though you're seeing the pumpkin from a specific downward angle. I went ahead and finished out the shape with a little line at the bottom, and now we move on to the next jack-o'-lantern. With this one, I wanted to give it a sad, spooky vibe, so I went ahead and angled the eyes downward, and, gave it that sort of forlorn, oh no, it's Halloween type look. And as for the mouth with this one, because I did want to switch it up a little bit, I just gave it a nice round, boo sort of mouth, a nice aghast, surprised jack-o'-lantern expression. So now I'm going in with the same detailing techniques to make them look a little more realistic, and then we're going to go in with some light feather shading. For this middle finger, I just went in with a bit of white gel polish, which I did end up painting over with black later on, just to make the whole set design a little more cohesive. But we're just putting a little tiny spider in the middle, and then kind of over the apex, and then I'm putting a little spider web going from its tushy, and we're gonna add the little legs and everything. This nail is pretty simple. I also added some little dots and stars here and there over the length of it. But yeah, nothing too much going on there. Of course, we already have all the encapsulated glitter and everything, so I didn't want to overdo it. So I skipped ahead a bit on this nail just to realize the full vision, and we're going to replace the spider head and body, or just go over it with some jewels, some little bitty jewels, so that it can have a little more of a fancy effect going on. Now on the ring finger and thumb fingers, I'm going in with some light pink gel polish as a base, and before curing it, I'm going to sprinkle some hot pink glitter over top, because we're going to have some glittery spiderweb French tips on these two nails. after pouring that pretty glitter on top, I'm just tapping off the nail. You don't want to use that dust brush on it until after it has cured in the lamp. And then I just kind of went in with my little tips here and opened up some of those spaces that kind of got, kind of closed off. And last but not least, I am going in with some more bling. I'm gonna put some rhinestones in some choice places on my French tip nails. And then I also decided to go ahead and put that pink glitter effect on the eyes of my jack-o'-lanterns. So that is pretty much it for the design today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me create this nail set. I hope it was a little more informative than my previous videos, and we're just going to get into the top coat after. Like always, I use Beetle's Gel Top Coat. It is my go-to. It is my favorite. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and safe travels back to Earth. Peace.